Normally, when I think about how I meet folks. Right. Normally, it might be at Image Awards or something like that.
Right.
But we actually connected because I wanted to see you get killed every damn week on Ray Donovan.
I remember that, man.
On Ray Donovan. And I tag folk when I tweet.
Yeah.
I don't sub-tweet.
Right.
But it was like, what? I was a huge Ray Donovan fan on Showtime, and I was like, when they gonna kill this motherfucker?
Bro, it was so crazy. I was like, why Roland Martin coming at me right now, man? I was like, so from that moment on, man.
That character was
Cookie Brown.
Dog.
Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah.
Every week I was like, when they gonna take his ass out?
Man. I was like, nah. I thought I was gonna make it to the third season. I read that last script, that finale of season 2. I was like,
right.
Oh, that's what we're doing. Okay, never mind.
That finale was wild.
Yeah, it was.
And that was a trip because you were like, damn, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, but that shows you, how you were bringing it to that character.
For sure, man. Yeah. You know what's crazy though? Every character, I think it connects with people, right? And even like when I played Cookie Brown, or when I did Harriet, or when I even Raising Kanan, when people get affected like on that end, and I used to take it to heart. I remember when I did Harriet, and I even called you. I was like, "Yo, Roland, they coming at me."
Yeah, you
right
did.
now.
You did.
He was like, "Man, it's TV, it's movies, man, whatever." They was coming at me. They calling me a sellout. I was like, "The character is a sellout,
right?
It's not me." So
right.
yeah. But I remember that, and I remember the words you gave me, words of encouragement, man, because I was really like going through it too.
Yeah.
I was like, "Wow, man."
Well, what's crazy with Harriet? So before that, I had to call Cynthia.
Yeah.
So when it came out, you hit me.
Yeah.
But before it came out, folks were going after her.
Saying neck, bro.
And so I called her. Yeah. She and I talked and connected.
Yeah.
Said some encouraging things to her as well.
Yeah.
About that, and then it went on. And people, man, see for me,
and she got nominated for the Oscars, so that was
right.
Two nominations, best song and best actor.
See, the thing for me, man, is one, it's a trip because I'm a fan of shows,
right?
And so I don't take it personal,
right?
But I'm still going to share my thoughts, share my views about something because I'm a fan. And my deal is, and I'm live tweeting, and here's what was crazy.
Yeah.
So it was the T. Howard Foundation. They had it's a foundation dealing with diversity in media.
Right.
So I roll up there, and what was it? It was the president, CEO, then the chairman of Showtime. So they were there. And
Nevins,
and I forgot the other guy.
Yeah.
Dog. Both of them were aware of all of my House of Lies and Ray Donovan tweets.
Right. And
so we started talking. They were like, "Oh no, we know who you are.
Right.
We appreciate you being a fan." They started talking. I was like,
"Yeah."
And so that's the other thing. You don't necessarily think about who's watching, responding.
Right.
I was even shocked. I'm like, y'all know what I'm tweeting about?
Yeah, man. People be knowing.
So,
and especially like when you are of a person of stature or whatever, man. They know, wow, this person, they watching the show like that. Like, damn, that's what I'm telling you, Roland, like the first time, I remember that week, you were like, I can't wait to kill him. I think it was the first episode I was on. Like, I can't wait to kill him. I was like, God damn.
Every week.
I know, man.
I was like, Cookie's still living. I'm like, they ain't taking him out by now.
But you know what? See, it's a difference when you can talk about the character and hating the character.
Right.
When they start throwing personal jabs at you,
dog.
Bro, what you talking about? It's a character. Hating the character. I hate the character too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's that type of thing.
But here's the other thing that people also don't realize is if you actually look at most movies, very rarely does somebody win anything for a really nice character.
Right.
Because it's really when you go like hard.
Yeah.
Sam Jackson really wanted to win an Oscar. And
should have won for Pulp Fiction.
But he went. Jamie said,
"Man, I was on set.
Jamie
I'm
said
in the movie."
Jamie said he went so.
Bro,
Jamie was like, "Yo, it was some stuff he did. We were like, yo, we can't put that in."
Yo, man, I'm gonna tell you, when we were shooting Django, I'm like, The first scene is when we all get to the house and then Sam come out and start talking about who is that in on that nag, and that whole scene, man. Quentin probably had to shoot that thing about 20 times because we kept laughing. He was just so into the character,
right.
and he didn't look like Sam Jackson. He had the Uncle Ruckus hair and the walk and the lip. All I was like, yo, Sam is really killing this.
No, he was like, he was. Sam.
Yeah.
Sam wanted to win the Oscar for that movie.
He should have won. You know what's crazy? You know who won the Oscar for that movie? It was Christoph Waltz.
Right.
Which is sort of weird to me because I feel like sort of Christoph and Jamie were co-leads. I know it's called Django.
Right.
But it was like they were co-leads a bit. But man, that character work, it was some really good character work between DiCaprio did character work in that too.
Right.
It was tremendous. And Sam and yeah, man, Quentin really wrote some really strong characters in that thing, man.
Yeah.
And we were just amazed on set. I tell everybody, I was like, I got my doctorate degree working on that movie for 4 months, just watching everybody. And just like, and I was telling Sam, I was like, man, I've never been around that collection of talent like that before.
I mean, you're talking about Kerry Washington,
yes,
Jamie Foxx,
yes,
Leonardo DiCaprio,
Christoph
Sam
Waltz,
Jackson,
yep,
Christoph Waltz,
Walton Goggins. It was a crazy, man.
Yeah,
it was insane. Ted Neely, the guy who played Jesus in Jesus Christ Superstar. Yeah, man, I'd never been around, and we were all hanging out all the time. Think about it, like we used to either go to Jamie's house or we go to Leo's house because they were all living.
Where was the shot?
We shot in New Orleans.
The
first time I shot in New Orleans.
Got it.
And that's why, I got so when going back to doing Queen Sugar, I felt like I already know exactly where I wanted to live and all of that type of stuff, man. Because I lived in the warehouse district, and so I was for the first 3 years of Queen Sugar. That's where I lived at. Cause that's what I knew. But yeah, man, it was hot as hell. Now I'll tell you that. I fell out one time, man. I was like, they had to give me an IV, but yeah, I got my doctorate degree on that thing, man.
We wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us. This is an opportunity for us to be able to speak to our issues. Y'all better understand something real quick. We ain't going nowhere. It is a continual battle that we see all across this country. Revolution will not be televised. The revolution will be streamed.
All momentum we have now, we have to keep this going.
He makes sure that our stories are told.
Roland Martin's doing this every day.
You can't be black-owned media and be scared. Because you said, that's my doctorate, watching.
Yes.
I remember we were in my office, and Henry and I were talking, and there was a sister. She was a Hampton grad. Mm-hmm. She was doing some work, some video work for me, and so we're sitting there talking, and I turn around, and she on her phone. I said, what the hell are you doing?
Right.
And she goes, what do you mean? She said, well, you were talking to him. I said, and your ass can learn something by just listening to this conversation.
Yep.
I said, put that goddamn phone down.
Yeah, man.
I said, there's nothing in that phone that can teach you what the hell we talking about.
You know what I used
And she was just like, oh, I said, no. I said,
you learn by watching.
I said, you have to be in this thing, listening and watching the dialogue and watching how the mind works and trying to solve the situation to learn the craft.
100%. You know what I used to do, Roland? It was days that I wasn't even shooting on that movie. I'd go to set just to watch, especially Sam. I go there just to watch. I do that now. Whenever he's around anywhere, he's filming around me, I'll go to whatever set when him and Mackie did The Banker. I was there just watching. Movie. And it was like right over here at the Fox Theater. I was just there watching. When he did the Shaft, when it was all 3 generations of Shaft, I went there and I was just watching Richard and so I was going there just to watch. I feel like I can learn the most, like you said, just by watching and perceiving, like, okay, this is how it's done.
Well, the thing is, for me, the watching piece is, to me, it's watching and listening.
Yes.
So I need to watch how somebody moves.
Right.
Watch how they process.
Right.
Watch how they prepare.
Mm-hmm.
And then, if they're talking, listening to what the conversation is between them and the director.
For sure. Or the fellow actor or whatever,
so for
yeah.
me, if I'm sitting here dealing with Anthony or Henry, or dealing with how we have cameras set up, dealing with angles and stuff like that.
Right.
Because I remember it was somewhere, and I think we were shooting the first season of Rolling with Rolling, and it was an interview with Bill Duke. So we shot it was an Airbnb in LA. Normally we rent an Airbnb. We stayed there, set our cameras up there, and usually I pick an Airbnb that has 3 or 4 different looks.
And shout out to Bill Duke. He texts me every morning. Great words. I love you, Bill.
Oh, good
yes.
brother.
Yes.
And what was it? So we shot it at nighttime, and it was in front of the pool, and it was the first night interview we did.
Oh wow.
And where we shot it, they had it was like a door coming into the place that had these LED lights on it, and I wanted the color.
Right.
So I go over. I'm sitting here, and I'm like, "Yo, pull up that shot," and we pull it up, and that door wasn't in the shot. I was like, and I want that door in the shot.
Right. Oh yeah.
That's understanding and learning the craft. It drives me crazy. Again, I jumped on my nieces. I had them, my twin nieces. I moved something in my house.
Right.
And they literally were running back. I said, hey, they're running back to grab their phone. I said, no, you're gonna stand here and you're gonna watch me figure out what I'm doing.
Right.
To actually be in it.
Yeah, and to internalize that. Yeah.
And so many people, man, don't actually understand just by watching and observing what you can learn and take from.
The best actors are the ones who watch. I did a film with Jeffrey Wright years ago, maybe it was over 20 years ago. It was Boycott.
Yep.
And I was just watching.
When he played Malcolm X, and Comedy Juggle played Coretta Scott King. Yeah.
She played it twice. Played it in Selma and played it in that one. It's funny. I was in both of them. And I was like, he's just sitting back. He doesn't say much. He sits back and he just watches people. And I was like, yo, Jeff, what you do? Say, I like looking at people. I like watching their idiosyncrasies. I like watching little things that people do. And that's why whenever you see him play a character, it's so different than anything else.
Very cerebral.
It's very cerebral, very nuanced, because he studies people. And he can bring that to that to life, man. Yeah, definitely. I'm a big watcher, man, and I try to tell my daughters, like you said, I tell my daughters, especially the one who's a writer and a director and an actress, I'm like, you got to sit back and watch people. You get off the phone, like you said, sit back and watch. You sit back and watch life. So,
yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I do it. I mean, we'll be somewhere, and I'm watching everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sitting here. We'll go on. And I'm looking at the camera. I'm looking at the tripod.
Right.
We were at Henry and I were at the Miami Grand Prix, and Sky News was broadcasting, and I'm looking at the mic flags. I'm looking at everything. Then they had these tables, so we're watching these tables, and I'm looking, and homeboy comes over, and he pushes the table down. I was like, yo, Henry, you see? He was like, shit, that's tight right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Because when we're traveling, most news people will use a bandstand.
Right, okay.
To place their phones, everything on, mic and everything like that. So I was like, so we walk over, we're like, yo, where does this table come from?
Right.
So homeboy's like, he said, let me show you. It's great. He said, you can push it up, you can push it down. He said, you can get the one with the LED light on the inside.
Oh, wow.
It illuminates. And we were like, who this from?
Right.
And so sat there, I'm like, name, boom, order 6 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's like and that's the thing.
Yeah.
You have to be, I just tell people, you got to be completely aware and thinking about what you do and learning whatever somebody else is doing.
Right.
It can just make your job a hell of a lot easier.
And that's, the thing about it is this world that we're living in right now, and I hate to sound like that old curmudgeon man, but we're not in the moment a lot of times, right? We are, because the phone, we have this thing, this instrument.
Right.
A computer in our hands.
Right.
That at any given time, we can be like this. We can be sucked in. A computer, a telephone, a television. All of this is in our hands instead of living life and I'm a perceiver, man. But the way you talk like a director and a producer, because you are a producer. But you talk like a director. That shot with that blue. So that blue just bouncing off the LED. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
No, absolutely. I remember it was so funny. When I had my TV1 show, Eddie Glaude was on.
Yeah.
We were in a commercial break, and Eddie goes, man, this is jazz. And so he was right next to me. I was like, huh? He said, man, this is jazz.
Right.
I said, what do you mean? He said, Doc, watching you flow is like watching Miles Davis play.
Ooh,
and I said, what? He said, wait a minute. You over here, we in a break.
Right.
You know what the panel is doing, where the cameras are, what they're doing in the control room.
Yeah.
You're calling what's up next. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I said, because I said, when you're in this, you are, you in essence, directing and producing because it's also understanding vision.
Right.
I remember one time we had this woman, man, and it was a book about a guy who got lynched in a southern town, and she found out later that they were related to the black guy.
Oh, wow.
So the woman's talking, and I'm looking at her, and she's getting emotional, and I'm looking over here, and I'm like, why direct on a two-shot? I'm like, why is he on a damn two-shot? And so I'm giving, and so again, so Henry was floor director, and I used to always give hand signals.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there like,
One. Yeah.
like, go to a single shot.
Yeah.
And then when they switched, I was like, then I was kind of like, zoom, because she was getting emotional.
Yeah, you got to push that thing in.
Push that thing. I was like, yo. I was sitting there going like, and so,
this the money shot right here.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the director, Shelley, great guy, he directed for ABC, all these different networks. I said, Shelley, listen, you were trained to direct a reading the left side of the script, reading the right side of the script. I said, they barely even look up.
Right.
It's just like, this point, play this sound, play this, show this
Yeah.
I said, Doc, the script is a guide.
100%, yeah.
I don't follow it.
Yep.
I said, I need you to direct looking at me.
Right.
You don't know where I'm about to go.
Right.
I said, I need you to ignore that sheet of paper and watch me the whole time and direct by watching me.
Right.
I'll be throwing signals on the air.
Yeah.
And the audience has no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah. They wouldn't know. Yeah.
And like if I wanted a two shot and I didn't like a particular shot and I'm talking, I'll be like, now listen.
Right. Yeah. And your director got to watch you.
And I'm like, dog, you got to be paying attention.
Right. It's like jazz for real. It's like if you got Monk and you got Mingus and you got Dizzy up there, you got to follow. You got to follow. You got to follow who it is. Like that's what you're doing. That's what you said.
In fact, I remember when Get On Up came out. So they set up a private screening for me at the MPAA in D.C. And we were going through this stuff at TV One. They were like, yo, Ro, you put too much pressure on the team. You got to back off, whatever. And I never forget the scene with Craig Robinson, who was playing Maceo, and the brother. Oh my goodness, he passed away. He was playing Bobby. He passed away of acute alcoholism.
I'm Nelson.
Yeah. So they were talking, and he was like, Bobby, you were a great singer, man. Why don't you get back out there? And he says, Maceo, from the moment I met Jen, he said there's nothing I could do that could come close to that brother. He said he was supposed to be standing out front in front of that stage. And I called my producer. I said, I can't do what you want me to do. I said, I can't do it. I said, I'm supposed to be standing out front. I said, James Brown, the reason his band's sound was so tight, because he drove that. I said, and he understood it.
Yeah.
When he hit them with them fines in the middle, because he's seeing and hearing everything. And I think for a lot of people, they don't understand when you're trying to go places other people have not gone, and achieve a level of greatness. I mean, look, John Singleton talked about the pressure Sam put on him when they did Shaft.
Oh, yeah.
And Sam was like on his ass.
Yeah.
And Sam was like, "You a young ass director."
Yeah.
And they had friction, but Sam was like, "Yo, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna push you to get here,
Right.
and not to be satisfied to the way you are." And a lot of people can't handle that pressure, but when you see it, and you're trying to go somewhere, and they don't understand it.
But the thing about it, like you said with James, he created that band. He knew who he could use. He knew the right people, the right personnel. sometimes people got to go by the wayside, man.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's like, hey, look, man, you are great at what you do for whatever it is, but not for this band.
Right. And if you don't mix and you don't, and it's just, I just think that a lot of people don't, T and I understand this here, also when it comes to vision. And that is sometimes you got to step back and in all your whatever go, yo, I'm dealing with a different cat here.
Right.
And versus me having an attitude, let me actually just look at what this brother or sister's trying to do.
Right.
And let me follow this.
Okay, yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of people lose it, because they think that having friction means you don't get along. No,
right.
You just might have these two strong personalities.
Right.
But they can also draw the best
out of each other, 100%.
Because both want to be great.
They want to be great, exactly. Shaq and Kobe. Yep. It happens like that sometimes, man. Yeah.
How did you start? How did you even want to do this?
Yeah, my mother was a theater director. So
where?
In Atlanta and in Henry County. It's like McDonough, Georgia, Stockbridge. So she's taught school in Henry County, but she was doing theater in Atlanta. So from the time I was 2 or 3 years old, I was going to theater, watching her direct, and like, Mom, I want to do this when I grow up. I want to do this when I grow up, And then she started me out doing Bible, the 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. I was doing that at talent shows. And then she went on to start the drama ministry at a church that we went to, Green Forest Baptist Church in Decatur. And man, from that moment on, I was doing all those plays. I was doing plays in elementary school. And then I went to Performing Arts High School, the CAP School for the Performing Arts at Avondale High School here. And man, I just bitten by the bug. I wanted to play football. I loved football. But man, it was something about being on that stage and something about playing piano, man. I love playing the piano, and I love being on stage. I like people looking at me. You know what I'm saying? So,
because see, she's directed. She's behind the scenes.
She was behind the scenes. She was a good actress, but she was a really great director and a great writer. Still is a great writer, amazing writer. Dr. Naomi Dorsey, tremendous writer. Is a Toastmaster also, a great speaker. But she was the one who was a teacher. She was teaching me all of these different things. So by the time I got to high school, Performing Arts High School, I was already at a level different than what the other people were coming in.
Any siblings? I
had an older brother, may he rest in peace. He was an amazing speaker. Passed away from cancer 2 years ago. But yeah, man. So we were both. Our mother and our father's is a Baptist minister. So he's a pastor. So yeah, that was always our thing.
When you talk about blackness and what happens in black culture, we're about covering these things that matter to us, speaking to our issues and concerns.
This is a genuine people-powered movement.
There's a lot of stuff that we're not getting. You get it, and you spread the word.
We wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us. We cannot tell our own story if we can't pay for it. This is about covering us. Invest in black-owned media. Your dollars matter. We don't have to keep asking them to cover our stuff. So please support us in what we do, folks. We want to hit 2,000 people, $50 this month, raise $100,000. We're behind $100,000, so we want to hit that. Y'all money makes this possible. Check some money orders. Go to P.O. Box 57196, Washington, D.C. 20037-0196. The Cash App is $RM Unfiltered. PayPal is R Martin Unfiltered. Venmo is RM Unfiltered. Zelle is Roland at RolandSMartin.com. One of the reasons why I absolutely love magnet schools, because I went to School of Communications in Houston.
You want someone Glasper went to?
And
someone Robert Glasper went to?
He may have gone to high school for performing visual arts.
Okay, that's what
he went to. PBA.
Okay.
So I went to Jack Cade's Magnet School of Communications. And the reason I love the magnet schools is because you got an opportunity to experience your career before you really had to make that choice.
Yeah.
And for me, doing that at 14, that's the only thing I've done for my entire life.
Mine too.
And I knew.
Yeah.
And I was like so hardcore. Mm-hmm. I mean, people are like, oh man, you hardcore now. They don't understand. I was this way at 14.
Yeah.
When I said I want to leave here as the best student that's ever come through here, that was like the driving force.
Right.
Every day.
Man, I tell you, and we had some amazing teachers. We had Richard Lightgibb, Jim Word, we had Chris Kern. These people really, we felt like we were at a job.
Right.
And when I got to college and I started doing plays in college, I was like, oh, these directors aren't that good. And these actors, man, I'm going to tell you something. This is real talk, Roland. I was doing plays in college. I did 2 plays in college. And I stopped doing plays in college and started doing plays professionally. Because I was like, these kids aren't, I can't even work with these kids.
Right? Okay, so you about to crack up.
Yeah.
Same way.
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
Bro, I was sitting we're sitting in class. I'm sitting there going, why am I in here?
Bro, listen.
I'm like, y'all ain't sitting here. I had one professor, dog. We got into it so bad because we had a writing assignment. It was a 50-minute class. It would give you a set of facts.
Right.
And you would have to write the story based upon a set of facts.
Right.
So I came to class 15 minutes late, left 15 minutes early. So came back, she gave grades out, I think like an 84 or something.
Right.
She's like, Mr. Martin, I need to speak to you at the class. I was like, yeah, all right. So she's like, well, had you applied yourself and showed up on time and stayed for the whole time, you could have made an A. I said, Doc, I didn't care about your A.
Right.
I said, what you don't understand is, I said, I am trying to learn how to take a set of facts and write it in 20 minutes.
Right.
I said, here's what you going to do. You're going to tell me what I did wrong to make this 84. So when this next assignment happens, I'm coming here 15 minutes late.
Yep.
I'm leaving 15 minutes early to make that A.
Right.
Man, she came back at me. I said, you know what? Listen. I had some other professors who told me, Roland, we teach you differently from the rest of them.
Right.
I said, you know what, Doc? Why don't we just do this here?
Right.
Why don't you teach them?
Right.
And I'll just be over here.
Right.
And that was the thing. And she was hot.
Yeah.
She was like mad. But what she didn't understand is I was clear what I was trying to do.
For sure, yeah.
And I actually created my own curriculum. Just like I refused to work for the school paper. Why? I said, y'all, that's a laboratory. I work for the Bryan College Station Eagle, the local paper.
Right.
I entered the local TV station. Should have got the weekend sports anchor job, but the white boy was the news director, Jeff Braun.
Brought his son in.
Jeff Braun. I call the names out.
Yeah.
No, he wouldn't hire a black man.
Oh, wow, really?
And I use it, I will, dog, he had a run-in with a brother years earlier. One of his close friends, I never forget, Alice Brown, investigative report, she took me for a walk. She says, Roland, you're a phenomenal student. The job is easily yours. Right. He will not hire you.
That's crazy, man.
And I left the same day. Yeah. But that same thing, man, was, we're just I'm not gonna sit here.
Dude, I was like, man, I'm not doing the same thing y'all. And I said, my trajectory is somewhere else. Bro. I said, you just sitting in the acting class, and I did appreciate my professors. They knew. Matter of fact, some of our professors were directors in the city.
See, there you go.
And they were like, yo, come do this play over here at 7 Stages. Come do this right here. Come do it over there.
And other students didn't get it.
Yeah.
They didn't, and I would tell them, I said, listen, man.
Yeah.
I said, we cool.
Yeah.
But I ain't trying to do what y'all doing.
Exactly.
Man, people, oh man, this dude, he's arrogant. It's like, no. I'm trying to go somewhere, and man, and it was like this. And again, and this is where people, again, I'm going back to Miles Davis or James Brown or Prince or Michael Jackson. When you know, and you are in this thing, there is nothing anyone can tell you, and your vision is a tunnel vision.
100%.
And you are like, man, I'm not sitting there playing games.
Yeah, I want to play games with y'all, man. You know what? And I tell you, I was the 18, 19-year-old kid in plays with 40, 50-year-old people.
Slang.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it, I learned so much listening, watching, and just like we said earlier, just listening, watching their process, watching what they do, how they go about doing it. Man, like a Famo Amalani, one of my mentors, he texted me the other day, like he calls me son. Him and Liz Williams, Hosea's daughter. They call me son because I've been with them since I was 16, 17 years old doing plays with them. Amazing actor. he's my teacher, you know. So it's like, nah, man, like when I was in college, I said, man, I think my first movie, Road Trip, was 1999. I was still in college. And I remember my college professor, Sheldon Schiffer. I still love him. He's still a great friend of mine. He was like, I was going away to do movies. I was doing Juwan the Man going to North Carolina. I was doing other movies, just going to different places.
Right.
And he was like, man, you know what, man? That's your A. Don't worry about it. It was an acting for the camera class. Right. You're already doing it, man. That's your A. Don't worry about it.
I never forget. I'm a freshman. And the reason I went to Texas A&M, my brother was already there.
Yeah.
But 3 of us would have been in college at one time.
Okay.
My brother, me, and my sister.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah.
And look, I could have gone to Northwestern or Syracuse.
Right.
Financially, it would have been stupid.
Right.
I simply could not afford it. So I didn't choose Texas A&M because of journalism. I
Right.
chose it because I found my brother's there. I got academic scholarship. I'm going to get a job anyway.
Right.
But it's actually economically easier on my parents having us at the same school that
That's
my
true.
sister came. Absolutely a lot easier.
Yeah.
But man, I never forget, I came to the journalism department. I'm walking around, and Dr. Starr was the head of the department.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, man, where y'all TV station? And he says, well, we don't have one. I said, hold up. I said, well, what's the station? I said, it's KAMU. Well, no, that's the public broadcasting station. It's not affiliated with the Department of Journalism. I said, how the hell is I'm a freshman.
Yeah.
I said, how the hell is a TV station, Time University, and you got no connection with the journalism department?
That's crazy.
I'm like, all right, fine. I said, what y'all radio station?
Right.
We don't have one. I said,
Hold on, college station don't have a radio station?
no, just Texas A&M. I said,
It's
hold
A&M,
up. I said, there's a radio. No, that's a student-run radio station. I said, hold up. So y'all ain't got no radio station? I said, well, what y'all got? Well, we got a journalism department. I said, that's it? I said, man, this lower than my high school. Man, he looked at me. I know he was thinking, I don't know who
This arrogant son of a...
But it was like...
But it's the truth, though.
I was like...
It's the truth.
You know how crazy I am? I went to the Board of Regents meeting. The Texas A&M Board of Regents meeting to say, y'all need to change this thing. Yeah. Lowry Mays was on a Board of Regents.
Right.
Lowry Mays just recently died, was the founder of Clear Channel.
Oh, wow. Really?
Dog, I'm a straight up freshman.
Right.
Go to the meeting. Let me holler at you. Man, y'all need to do something about this here. I said, how you the owner of Clear Channel Communications, the largest group of radio stations in the country?
Right.
I said, and ain't no relationship with the journalism department. Dude, I was sitting here, and I'm sure he was thinking like, who the hell is this little freshman?
Yeah.
But again, that was just sort of how I saw it. It made no sense.
Right. That's real, yeah.
If you have a robust program, have one. You got the assets,
right?
But how they not connected?
Right.
Because I'm thinking about learning.
Did he connect them?
You know what? They never did. And in fact, he was crazy. I was told, so right now, the Mays School of Business is named after him. Mm-hmm. I was told that he wanted to give the 15 to 20 million to the College of Liberal Arts.
Oh, wow.
And they turned it down. That's what I was told.
Right.
It made no sense. You own the largest group of radio stations.
Right.
Clear Channel, which is now iHeartRadio.
Exactly. I know, yeah.
And that was nothing with journalism department.
That is crazy.
And then when the new president got rid of the journalism department, they all called me. They were all upset. They're like, run with your board. I was like, no, they should get rid of it. And they were like, what? I said, 65% of the people who were in the program didn't want to be journalists. They had flunked out of other departments. I said, I'm serious about this here.
Right.
Get rid of it.
Yeah.
So they just brought it back. I was like, but y'all got to be serious about it.
Got to be serious about it, man.
But that's the thing, man. Like when you want to hit this thing, when you want to learn, when you know this is what I want to do the rest of my life, man, other people just don't understand when you were just so locked in.
So, Dig, when my daughter graduated from Howard 2 years ago, and I used to go to, she was in the theater department, and I used to go to those plays, I was like, these kids want it. Those kids want it, but they saw the Chad Boseman, they saw Taraji, and they saw Anthony Anderson, and they saw the Tracy Toms, and these different people who came before them.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, well, that's what I can be. And Tracy and Chad, of course, the theater is named after Chad now, but Taraji and Anthony, I remember our kids were in school at the same time, and we'd be there at the same time. I ain't go there, but like, they would see the grads go up there.
There you
know
go.
what I'm saying? The Marlon Wayans and all those type of people go there. And they're like, okay, well, I can see it, but like certain schools, like you said, like if your theater department or if your journalism department ain't there, then if it's not popping, then why do you have it?
See, that's why, man, I tell whether it's young folk. Well, no, I'm going to use an example. Right? So we had the TV One show. So Anthony was working with us. Anthony was chilling. We fired Anthony. And he hit me on Instagram, thank you for the opportunity. I was like, listen, man, you want this shit? You got to go get this. You got to go learn the craft.
Right.
You need to go somewhere, learn how to shoot. Learn this business.
Right.
You got to want this thing.
Yeah.
It's like fast forward 2 years, we working on this project after Freddie Gray get killed.
Yeah.
And so we go to the broadcast, we're at Morgan State, and I was like, the hell he here for? She's like, oh, we brought Anthony on. He's doing some freelance work. I was like, okay. I was like, what happened? And so then about a month later, she's like, oh, we're hiring him. But what did he do?
He learned a craft.
Learn a craft.
Yeah.
And so he's standing right there.
Yeah.
So what I try I tell people all the time is like, yo, if you want this, yo, you got to breathe this.
I'll tell you like this, man. I have a manic type personality. I get tunnel vision. Sometimes it's strictly the career and other things used to fall to the wayside. I had to really learn how to compartmentalize. I had to learn how to multitask, because before it was like, okay, I'm going to all these classes. I'm jumping in every movie. I'm jumping in every sketch. Somebody want me to do whatever it is, because I just had my eyes on the prize at all times and not really being able to smell the roses. I think that my kids were the ones who really helped pull me back into my proper space, because I was career driven, man. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I tell you what, Roland, this is for the last 15 or maybe 16 years, 18 years, I'll say, since when I moved to LA, I hadn't had a break. I hadn't had a vacation, probably a week vacation here or there.
Right.
This year, after I got finished doing Queen Sugar and we wrapped it out, because I knew I had 2 TV shows coming on at the same time, I said, I'm going to take a little break. So I've been on break for the first time, and I can afford it now, praise God. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I can afford it. I'm like, I can sit back, I ain't even got nothing to worry about, man. But this was the first time in almost in 2 decades that I've actually had time to sit back and smell the roses. About to jump right back into another show in LA in come February, but this has given me a lot of time.
That's weird. See, when I think about it, man, I'm career driven, but what I also do is I mix in the fun and the pleasure while I'm doing my stuff. Or actually, there was a video that I saw Kobe Bryant said this year, where he says, like, literally, when you love it, it's actually not work.
It's not work.
And so I'll take a vacation, or I'll take 2 or 3, 4 days off. I'll go play golf or whatever to give me sort of away from it. So I'm not just running, just constant. But it still is a matter of when you do have a vision, you're trying to build something, you're growing something. But you understand it requires putting in the time.
It requires putting in the time, and a lot of people don't understand that. So my fiance now, Crystal Roberson, like she works so hard, right? Right now she's producing the Genius series. I did the Genius series when it was with Cynthia, when it was Aretha Franklin. I played James Cleveland.
Got it.
So now this season of Genius, they're doing Malcolm and Martin, and it's them at the same age, and it's going back and forth. But she's working 13, 14 hours, and she's like, are you okay with it? I was like, if anybody understands put in the work, it's me.
Right.
Trust me.
But see, the thing about putting in the work, and this is what I always tell folk, there's a difference between when you're with somebody and you know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's understanding when they're doing that, your whole deal is like, baby, do you?
Yeah.
I got this.
I got this, yeah.
I got this.
Yeah.
And then there are going to be times when you're doing it and she's like, yo, I got this.
It's not, I don't want to say quid pro quo, but it's like that. It's a give and take, man. It has to be. And that's what I told her. I said, trust me, I understand. I said, now, when you wrap this, you're going to come to L.A., we're going to be in L.A., you're going to take some time off, and you're going to sit back and swim at the pool and chill with me because she's still got a bunch of writing to do.
Right.
So I said, you can be doing that while I'm 13, 14 hours on set.
Right.
So that's what it is. It has to be an exchange. And that's when you're with somebody who understands that.
Right.
That's the best.
That's the key. Understanding, but also understand, not just understanding the job, but really understanding the person.
Yeah.
Like really, like just who you are.
Right.
Black Star Network is here.
Oh, no punch!
I'm real revolutionary right now.
Thank you for being the voice of Black America.
All momentum we have now, we have to keep this going.
The video looks phenomenal.
See, there's a difference between Black Star Network and black-owned media and something like CNN.
You can't be black-owned media and be scared.
It's time to be smart.
Bring your eyeballs home.
You dig? I travel a lot with covering stuff, and you're going places. I couldn't have somebody around me who is texting me all damn day.
I can't do that. I can't do it, man. I can't do
because
it.
it's like, look, understand it. Look, you know what I'm doing.
Right.
I'm working.
And I'm tunnel vision at this point.
Right.
I'm tunnel vision, so I don't want to hurt your feelings.
Right.
You know.
But it's also like, what you doing? Working.
Yep.
It's like, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then even when you are, and here's what trips me out, man. So, like I love to dance. I'm gonna have a good time.
I know you do. Yeah.
And what trips me out when people kind of like, oh man, I can't believe, man, you out there. I said, but see, to me, that's the part about smelling the roses.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna take the time. I need to blow. I need to sweat. I need to get it out. Because when you are driven and you're building, you need
a release.
An absolute.
100%.
And people don't understand, how valuable that release is.
100%. Like whenever I go out with you, I go out with Roland sometimes. You are the one. You be dancing. I be back. I am back there with my drink, chilling. Like, look at Roland out there. Go ahead, bro.
Because I don't drink. If I'm drinking, it's water or cranberry juice.
Exactly.
And I just, man.
Yep.
It's like when I go out, I'm like, listen.
Yeah.
I have always had a philosophy. If I come home and my clothes are as dry as when I left, I'm pissed.
You ain't do your job.
But if I got to get home and peel my stuff off.
Exactly, yeah. You did what you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yep,
and that's how I look at parties.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. That's what you get. I mean, like I said, that's the release that you need. That's the thing that gives you the exaltation, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at that.
And I don't give a damn what nobody thinks.
I know, man.
I don't care.
Makes you happy.
I don't even need to dance with nobody.
Right.
I've been in the middle of dancing by my damn self.
Yeah.
I don't care. I can't stand with people who stand around and just watch.
Yeah.
Who don't even move.
Yeah.
And I hate bad DJs.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, look, man, if you gonna, I'm like, look, we gonna groove. Don't be switching the song when we right in the pocket.
I know. You ain't never lied about that. That's the worst, bro. I hate that, man. They do that. I don't know. Yeah. That's
but it's a matter of having a good time. That's what it is. So I gotta tell this story to the folk. So we in Vegas at the Black Journalists Convention, and so Lionel Richie is my frat, and I got tickets. I asked 3-4 people, you want to come to the Lionel Richie show? Oh, I'm going to dinner. Oh, I'm going here. I was like, fine. So I bump into you, and just straight in the middle of one of them intersection hallways, and I was like, oh man, what's up? Like, oh, I'm going to this Queen Sugar thing for NABJ.
Yeah.
What you doing tonight? He's like, well, nothing. The Lionel Richie concert. You like,
hell yeah. I was like, Lionel Richie.
Yeah. So, send a ticket.
Yep.
So we go there, sit there chilling. It was the funniest thing. What that many black people in that?
It wasn't. Nah.
And they look at us like, who the hell are y'all?
Yep.
And we look at y'all like, who the hell are y'all?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He our dude. This our guy. This
The funniest part was when, because I already told you he was my frat. But when he comes out and he shot me up from the stage.
Now when he said, because you got to understand, all these white people just looking around like, who is this? Okay, who are these guys? Okay. And then he said, my frat brother's in the house. Roland Martin, where are you? Roland Martin. Can you stand up? And they had cameras in there. And they put the camera on Roland. And these white people were like, who is this guy? I was like, he on TV, man. You don't know Roland Martin? Oh, yeah. They didn't know, but That was the most. But go ahead. Yeah.
But the funny part was when Lionel jamming,
Chilling.
Omar, we sitting here, we rocking all night long,
on the ceiling,
dancing on the ceiling.
Yeah.
All right, so they going. So now it's the show climax. It's We Are the World.
That's my song. That's my song.
So they're like, everybody stand up.
Yeah.
So y'all, Omar stands up like it's the national anthem at the football game.
Yes.
He stand up, and I was like, all right, man, let's go.
I said, what? I said, man, this is We Are the World. Roland said, let's go.
And he was like, all right.
You gave me the ticket. I got to roll. Yeah.
So we come out of the aisle, we go around the other side, and we walk down to the front of the stage, and then we go backstage.
Yep.
And the whole time you like,
Yeah, I'm like, what? Okay, yeah.
So we go from sitting there, and we're sitting there backstage.
Yep.
Lionel's on stage. He finishes We Are the World. He comes off, huge hug, everything.
Yeah.
Like, want a photo? I was like, Lionel, Omar Dorsey, get on over here. So I got the video.
Yeah.
Omar was like,
Right there.
I'm standing right next to hugging Lionel Richie.
You gotta understand. In my household, Lionel Richie is up there with Barack Obama. When I grew up at, my mom, Lionel Richie, the Commodores, man, listen, bro. We used to listen to them we used to listen to 8 tracks in the car.
Right.
In the old Cadillac. So he's been a part of my life since I was born, since my mom was driving that big Cadillac. I was like a kid in the candy store, bro. I was like, this is Lionel Richie, man. Lionel, as they call him in New Orleans. Lionel.
So then Lionel goes, all right, y'all follow him to the dressing room. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Omar's like,
dressing room.
I was like, Omar, come on.
Yep.
Go to the dressing room, sitting back there.
I was drinking my wine. You were drinking your water.
Because he was like, hey.
He was holding court, bro.
Drinks. We sat in there at least an hour.
An hour, because I remember his manager kept trying to get him to leave.
Right.
And Lionel was like, oh, we're good.
Yeah, he just blowing him off.
Blowing the ball.
And he stepped out once, and Omar goes, I am sitting in Lionel Richie's dressing room just kicking it.
Listen, bro, like, man, like this setting the party here. What is going on here? Bro, but he was holding court. He's the funniest dude. I was like, this dude, like, and of course I said he needs a variety show on TV every week. I know he was doing with American Idol. But he needs to do somewhere, because he's so funny and gregarious on stage. I was like, man, this dude is a consummate showman. He's tremendous, man. That was one of the best concerts I've ever been to in my life.
No, man.
And I was backstage. And I was on stage. I was in the wings on stage. Right. I'm like, he's singing We Are the World, and I'm in the wings just watching them like, this is crazy. And then we went backstage and chopped it up with him for them hour, man. I was like, thank you, Roland. Thank you, man. I sit in the picture of my mom, she started screaming.
No, that was a great night. That was a great night.
We had a ball, man. I always have a good time with you, though, Roland. Honestly, man. Always. Anytime we hang out, man.
But man, see, that's what I tell people. I said first, because one of the problems I think people out there, they see us, you on a small screen, big screen. Yeah. They see you on television. I'm like, y'all, everybody regular.
100%.
It's folk we see, we like, yo.
Yeah.
We're a fan.
Yeah.
And it's called, my hashtag is called Live Life Love It.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, you got one.
Yeah, you only got one of these things. You're
and that's why,
right.
man, it's like when I think about, there are people, man, who are homebodies. No, I don't want to go here. I don't want to go there. It's like when people talk about dancing, I say, yo, what happened next week if you can't dance?
Exactly, yeah, yeah.
I'm like, no. I'm going to use all my stuff work.
Yeah.
I said, if anything happens, I can't dance, I can say, yo, roll that tape.
Yeah.
But again, it's just, I mean, when you just look at how life can change in an instant.
Drop of the hat. Yeah.
It's about enjoying this, and what's the point of building something and working and all those hours and sweat, and you don't enjoy it? Like I don't understand. I remember I was watching a movie about Getty. He's the richest man in the world, and dude sitting here was washing his own clothes in the hotel.
Oh, really?
And he had lines and stuff like that. And his whole thing was about making more money. And the reality is, as Bishop Jake said, ain't no U-Haul truck behind the hearse.
You're right. Yeah.
And so I tell people all the time, enjoy life.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Don't wait.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you ain't got to have a reason to throw a party. I grew up, man, we had get-togethers.
Yeah.
At the drop of the hat.
For sure, man. I do that now, though. I'm like, yeah, call my people, man, what y'all doing, man? Y'all ain't doing nothing, anybody doing anything? Man, let's come on to the crib, listen to some music.
Boom.
You got to do that, man. Yeah.
Some food come out.
Great people. Yeah, man.
But it's amazing how so many people, I used to go to L.A. to do dinner parties.
Yeah.
And folks were like, man, when you coming back? I said, y'all live here.
Right.
Y'all can do
y'all
this.
Can do this yourselves. I know.
Man, you to connect. I'm like, no, y'all literally all know each other.
Right.
You can do this. I just think so many people get so caught up in, no, it needs to be perfect or this.
Yeah.
No, it's just a basic get together. Tell some folk, yo, bring potluck, bring some stuff over. We just gonna kick it, put the music on, and just enjoy each other.
Especially when it's good people, man, because it's like that's the conduit. Y'all just all good people. We can all kick it together. Man, you're right about that. You know, and I know about your parties too. But like, yeah, I know you was the one who was always linking it together. I knew about that. Yeah. But like, that's what it is. If it's good people, if you have, as long as you ain't got no curmudgeon person in there trying to drive the energy down, and you'll never have that anyway.
No,
that's not
first
that
of all,
person you roll with.
You can't get invited if you don't get a text.
Exactly. Yeah. So now that's what it is.
I ran to somebody and I was talking. They heard about my party. Like, oh my God, I would love to come.
That's what's up. That's what's
and
up.
She was like, I didn't get her number.
Yeah.
Literally, I went.
He was like, I want to come. That's what's up. Hey, you heard about that new
And the only way, and it was a trip because when I would do it, people would be like, yo, what's dress code? Whatever you wearing on. I'm like, yo, we ain't got no dress code.
Right.
And it literally, it wasn't even like, they'd be like, yo, man, you can't get brother notice. I said, listen, the trip may change.
Right.
So when I land, we're doing it.
Yeah.
So it's like when did the party? 48 hours.
Yeah.
If you can't make it, understand.
It's all good, yeah.
If you can, great. I remember, matter of fact, Lionel came to one.
Yeah.
I hit him up.
No, that's who told me about it. Lionel told me about it. Because he was like, man, yo, when you have
going to London the next
he was
day.
telling me about that. Yeah.
He was like, you know what? I'm gonna postpone my trip by a day.
Yeah.
Man, he had a glass of wine. He was like, this is great. This is just great.
Yeah.
He said, black folks just standing around. He said, man, Roland, I've been knowing Verdine White 35 years.
That's crazy.
This is the longest conversation we've had because we normally have passed each other backstage. Normally
That's crazy.
Doc, he was like you in a dress, just like, man, this is just awesome. And my
that just tripped me out. Hold on. Him and Verdine never had that long of a conversation before?
Because a lot of these entertainers, they're literally just concerts, flying, and just, you might be on the same ticket.
Right.
Hey, Doc, what's up? How you doing?
They got to go on stage. And
all of that.
Got to go on stage.
He was like, man, this is the longest conversation. And it was just, we would just kick, Ralph Farquhar and his wife hosted.
Uh-huh.
Doc, we just chilling. And I'm like, y'all, I said, these are the memories.
Yeah.
When you get older.
Yeah.
For me, it's the memories of the parties we had at our house,
right?
At my grandparents' house,
stuff
along those lines. That's what it is.
100%.
And man, it just amazes me, Doc, when people don't learn to enjoy this thing.
Yeah. You only get one of them, like you said, man. And we have to live it to the fullest, man. And we're lucky. We're blessed, not lucky. We're blessed that we are, whatever this is.
Yeah.
That we can actually come around those people, like who we're talking about, like Verdine.
Yeah.
And Lionel Richie in the same room.
Right. Well, no. Hold up. It was Verdine, Lionel Richie, Bill Duke.
Yes.
Mario Van Peebles.
Oh man.
Brian White.
Yeah.
Eric Benet stopped by.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, man. So it's like if you have an opportunity to do that, man, you have to do it. Like you said, we have to. It's about those moments, right?
And enjoying them.
You got to enjoy them.
It's all about enjoying them.
Because when you, like you say, you reflect. Even like me now, I reflect on the things that as young, like you said, times my grandma's house. Right. My cousin's my barber now. And I was talking to him today, and we were just talking about, remember that time at Big Mama house and this, that, and that? We were talking about that today.
Boom.
And we both in our 40s now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like.
Right. Those are the memories.
Those are the memories.
Let me ask you, how has Hollywood changed your whole just life? I mean, you've been in movies.
You're talking about the character of Hollywood.
But it's different. But it's different when you're on a show focusing every week.
Yeah. You know what? I'll tell you this. That character made me have responsibility, right? because he is one of the greatest men in television history. So I can't be in the streets acting fool and then trying to be this, amazing man. It made me change in that way. I was like, you know what? I need to be more like this character that Ava created. Because there are men like that. Because I first started doing it, I was like, no man is like this. This is impossible. Nobody can be like this. And then the older I got and the more I started living with it, I said, no, this is the man who we all should want to be.
Yeah.
So, that within itself, I told Ava that. I said, man, you put this character on my back. So now I have a responsibility to, like, really shine, like, when I'm out in the streets, to really shine.
Pull up a chair, take your seat. The Black Tape with me, Dr. Greg Carr, here on the Black Star Network. Every week, we'll take a deeper dive into the world we're living in. Join the conversation only on the Black Star Network.
A lot of people were talking about, and obviously how Ava did it by having all female directors.
Yeah.
People were talking about the female characters, but for me, what I thought was fascinating, you had these different types of male characters.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You had the blue collar brother, Hollywood. You
Right.
had the college educated professor in Remy. You had Kobe's character, who formerly incarcerated,
Trying to find himself.
The young cat. You had the OGs as well, who were the elders. Who were there.
Henry Sanders.
And see, that's why Ava got a little upset with me.
She got mad at you, bro.
She got mad at me when I took exception to when the Remy character started dating Nova.
Yeah.
And I was like, that ain't happening in real life.
Right.
And and the thing for me, and like I said, she was hot because and again, my whole deal is I'm a fan of the show. And I'm live tweeting every week.
Right.
So I'm going to praise what I love.
Right.
If I don't like something,
you don't call it out. Yeah.
Like, I want to kill Cookie every week.
Yeah.
And my deal it was a trip because a bunch of other people agreed with me.
Yeah.
But that was the thing. For me, I felt Remy wouldn't do that.
Right.
Remy smoking weed. That wasn't who he was.
Right.
And that was a thing. So it was like, I was like, look, Abe, I'm a fan, but I'm gonna express my view because as a black man, I wanted the diversity of those characters.
For sure, yeah.
Versus the one-dimensional view we often see a black man.
Yeah, definitely. You talked to Dondre about that?
Of course. I told him.
What did he say?
No, I told him before.
What did he say?
I hit him after I tweeted it.
What did he
say? I was like, he was like, damn, bro, you went hard. I said, listen. I said, I was one of the first people I was the first person to tweet about Scandal.
Oh, yeah.
The first person.
Word? Yeah.
I tweeted about Scandal when it didn't get put on the fall schedule.
Right.
So I'm the original gladiator.
For sure.
So I'm tweeting about, so my whole deal was, I'm expressing how I feel.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of people who were agreeing with me, and I'm just a firm believer. So it's still, as a fan of the show, just the variety of brothers, and so when you watching it, if you want to identify with Kofi, cool.
Yeah.
You want to identify with Hollywood, cool. For me, I identified with Remy.
Yeah.
Who I felt was a solid stand-up.
For sure.
He didn't want to sleep with her until she'd been divorced.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, he wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
He wouldn't do it. But that was just, again, my viewpoint.
Yeah.
But that to me is what I also think the show brought.
Yeah.
These powerful sisters.
Yeah.
But you can't overlook the complexities of the black
man. Black man. And you know what I really appreciated was when in the last 3 seasons when they gave Hollywood the real spot. And he had a place where black men can sit, exchange ideas.
Right.
And can bring their burdens by the riverside and all of that stuff, man. I really appreciated that. That's when I felt like they really kick that Hollywood character and up a little bit more, man. And this last season was tremendous for Hollywood, man. And for me as an actor, he was a foster parent to two boys and two boys left, but just going to the school with those boys, you saw that the school needed black men there, needed dads on patrol. So he started doing that. Then he ran for board. Then at the end of the day, man, he got his own foster child, him and Advise. So that was just a beautiful whole arc. I tell you what, man, the arc of that character, Roland, I don't know, man. It's like you got to go on, right? I don't know if it'll be I don't know of a better arc that I could play. Starting from a guy who was a longshoreman to the guy, a business owner who owned two businesses, who was the president of the school board, who's now a father. That was an amazing arc, man. I really appreciate Ava for writing that for me.
See, I think that, and I've had numerous conversations about this with actors, but also musicians. And the reality is this. There are some things, look, Orson Welles, Citizen Kane, he could never equal his first film. He could never equal.
He could never top it. He's an amazing actor, an amazing director, and all of that. But
and that was a burden for him. Music.
Yeah.
Terence Trent D'Arby's first album.
Yeah. It's a classic, Wishing Well and all that.
That's what I'm saying. But it's
he
just
never topped it.
So the reality is there are times when you get something that is so special.
Yeah.
And you should simply cherish it. It is what it is.
It is what it is. It's your magnum opus. But but the thing about it is, like, you can always, you can dive into different. I got 4 movies I'm about to do in another series, but it's just that, like, you got to sit back and like, man, that was a special one. Man, I tell you, Ava, man, she's a monster with that pen and behind that camera, man.
So when you did the character you did on the Power Show, I thought that was so unique.
Yeah,
because here you had this hardcore gangster.
Yeah.
Who's dropping Shakespeare.
I loved it.
Who's dressing like Hugh Hefner.
Bruh, listen.
Who's bringing
the art world.
I personally thought killing off the character was stupid to me. That was just me.
Yeah.
I just thought it brought such a different dynamic.
They didn't realize what I was going to do with that character is what it was.
Really?
They said that. When I was in, like, they were like, we didn't understand. I was like, well, you hired me.
Which for me, what you do is you start rewriting.
Yeah, man.
No, because I just watching it, I was always like, what is Ass gonna say next?
Yeah, boy, I'm gonna tell you what it was after playing Hollywood for 7 years, be able to come in and do that, man, be able to do some Shakespeare and with Patina Miller. And me and Patina were supposed to do a play on Broadway together 3 or 4 years ago before the pandemic. Me, her, and Jonathan Majors, and we were supposed to do Blues for Alabama Scott, Pearl Cledge, and then the pandemic hit and we couldn't do it. So I've been waiting to work with Patina because she's a monster anyway. And I was like, she's like, man, they give you all the juicy lines. I was like, I love it. I said, I'm going to sit here and eat them all.
But it was like just going from hood to dropping knowledge.
Yes.
And so flew with it and back to hood.
Exactly. Yeah, I loved it. It's, you know what? Because what the Sacha Penn showrunner and Mike Flynn, one of my closest friends, he was the executive producer of that. He's actually the creator of East New York, the new show on CBS. And when he called me, he was like, "Yo, we want you for this role." So it's like almost like some Don King type stuff. I was like, "Let me look at it." I said, "Well, you know what? I see the Don King, the gregarious, I said, but something else is in there.
Right.
Something else is in there. Like, a guy who's smart, who he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room, but he's not. But he thinks he is.
Right.
So he's going to put on airs.
Right.
But he's really from the hood.
Right.
He done read a book or two. But you know what I'm saying? He's like, all right. So I love playing that role. I loved it.
I was actually shocked when the character got killed.
Yeah.
Because I just thought that
it was a morning on set. The day I had to die, it was so quiet. Everybody was so sad. The actors were like, Patina and Malcolm May were like, why are we killing him? Why do we have to kill him? Like, I was like, man, come on, man. It is what it is. I could do this. I was like, I'll do the character for one season. I ain't trying to be Cartier. But I was like, it was so much fun.
I just thought Cartier was just such a unique character.
Yeah.
I was sure, this gonna be
the next series, yeah.
Or just you know, again, the next season or whatever.
Yeah. Nah, I knew, but they told me from the beginning. They were like, "You're not gonna make it. It's gonna be you. We got you a 1-year contract." I was like, "All right, cool, no problem, man."
So how often when you approach about a role,
Yeah.
how much where you want to say, no, I need to get some input into this. I'm seeing something that you may not be seeing that I can now bring as a value.
A show like Queen Sugar, they always let me do that because me and Ava created that character, right? I was the first person she casted, first person she called. She called me, casted me before anybody else. So we, with that kind of thing, like that. But a show like with Raising Canaan, the show was already on.
Right.
I'm jumping in
right. this
season. I can talk to not only that, the showrunner has an idea of where he wants that character to go.
Of course.
Now my acting, nobody can't do nothing with that. I'm just gonna do something, and you're gonna have to cut it, But they loved it so much, they were just like, "This is okay. Just keep doing that." Yeah, we thought it was gonna be like this, but it's like that, and we like that. We love that.
Right.
That's why you hired me. For the new show I'm doing, we got a new show I'm doing on HBO with Chuck Lorre, and when we first started reading it and everything, he changed. He said, "Omar, you know what?" Like, he called me. He's like, "I changed a lot. I changed the character and some of the dialogue because of the things that you were doing when we were sitting reading. We were doing the reading." And I said, "All right, cool." I said, "Well, cool. Well, this is Chuck Lorre. This is the king of a sitcom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is a dark sitcom. It's called How to Be a Bookie." And me and Sebastian Maniscalco, we play bookies in L.A. So, it's a little different, but he's like, so I feel like we're going to have a lot of input on that.
We just have one of the oldest cultures that's desperately needed for mutual salvation. That's the consciousness. We have the keys in our roots to save mankind. We get to see the condition of other countries, other oceans, other cultures. And if we believe in God, a lot of us do, He's telling us if you don't get rid of that stuff that makes somebody superior or inferior and work together for the mutual salvation, everybody's gone.
What is it that you really want to do you have not done yet?
Paul Robeson.
Really? Now that's crazy, because I was having, in my sit down with Lou Gossett Jr., we talked about Paul Robeson.
Oh, really?
And he said, this is what Lou said. Lou said, he has never gotten his due.
He's never gotten his due. You talking about, what did Hosea Williams say? I'm bossed and I'm bought. The white folks are scared of him, man. They were scared of him.
Yeah, Robeson.
They were scared of
him.
him.
Then again, he's an alpha.
Is he really?
Yeah. He was, man, so I read the autobiography, that was the book on him.
Yeah.
And, bruh, when I think back to all these figures in the 20th century, and people talk about King, they talk about Paul Robeson, talk about A. Philip Randolph.
Yeah.
Talk about Ralph Bunche.
Yeah.
We talk about just...
Afamo playing A. Philip Randolph, actually.
Huh?
Afamo Malumbi is playing A. Philip Randolph in the New Genius season.
Okay.
Yeah, just so you know.
I mean, that's but Robeson, man, was... I mean, I'm reading his speeches.
Yeah,
and his voice and his acting. And he was a lawyer.
And an athlete.
And he was a ridiculous athlete.
And an opera singer. All of this.
Renaissance
man. He is the definition of a Renaissance man. The true definition of a Renaissance man. Shh, brother.
And I think, and so many African Americans have no clue.
Listen, man.
When I ran the Chicago Defender, they were celebrating his 100th anniversary. I remember, and I told the publisher, I said, listen, this edition may not sell a lot of copies.
Yeah.
I said, but Robeson, I'm putting him on the cover.
Yeah.
He's going to be on the cover.
It looks so regal too, man.
Right, and it was just, and when I would play, when I would play some of these recordings,
yeah.
I have on my iPhone, I have a whole CD of him speaking.
Oh, really?
In his speeches, and he's talking
Send
about.
That to me when you get a
all
chance.
right, he's talking about labor. He's talking about, bruh.
Yeah.
You talk about just powerful, and of course I've interviewed Harry Belafonte and talked to him many times.
For sure, yeah.
About Paul Robeson.
Yeah.
And it was Robeson who, and then we start thinking about Robeson who passes the torch to Harry Belafonte,
passes
to Sidney
Poitier,
Poitier,
to
to Lou Gossett.
Yes.
I mean, and so you see, and so that's.
Oh my God, I never even thought about that.
Dude, he said no.
He was the
Dude, Lou told me the story. His great grandmother came to see him perform, and she walks into the dressing room and she slaps him, and he goes, "What you do that for again?" And she slaps him again, and he goes, "What you do that for?" He says, "I don't ever want to see you act like that again." He's like, Mama, I'm an actor.
They're paying me to do
wasn't real.
Yeah,
he said Robeson was on the floor laughing, cracking up laughing. He said he was on the floor just cracking up laughing, watching this whole deal.
Wow.
And so when you think about us, never been able to meet Robeson, but meeting these people and listening to them talk about how he inspired them and taught them.
Yeah.
And I just think, man, a lot of people, his name never comes up.
He comes up to me all the time, man. I remember reading about him when I was like 10 or 12 years old or something like that.
He was a huge man.
That's the reason I was like, I am drawn to these strong black men like that. Him, Thelonious Monk, I'm drawn to them. It's like the energy is right there for me. So when I sit there and I watch, I'm reading this thing about this man who's an athlete, this man who's an opera singer, an actor, politician, all of these things of this one man, and I'm hearing the voice and hearing him do La Boheme or something, and I'm just like, yo, this is a black man doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And
Othello.
Playing Othello when they had white men in blackface doing it. Orson Welles doing it. You know what I'm saying? Sir Laurence Olivier doing it. But you had him doing it? Kissing a white woman? Come on, man. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
And then how he was destroyed, because what Harry Belafonte said was, Harry said he took care of his finances because he saw how they destroyed Robeson by taking his passport. So now you're not going to sing in the United States, but when they took his passport, he couldn't sing internationally.
Wow.
And they would have him sing over the phone.
Oh, wow.
And he died basically broke because the federal government broke Robeson. They took his passport and said, "Okay, Negro, now we're going to shut you down."
Yeah.
And by snatching his passport, he couldn't travel. He couldn't travel to Russia, to Europe. He couldn't travel. He couldn't be in France. He couldn't see. So they stole his livelihood by choking off his access to funds.
You know what? You talking about France? I go to Paris from time to time, and I see murals of Robeson, and I see murals
Josephine
Baker, and a lot of jazz artists.
Yes.
And I'm like, man, they get so much love, and they're so in the zeitgeist there, in Asia, and in South America, man, and in Africa, heavy. And it's as if America tries to stifle that.
Yeah.
They don't want us to know how big we are overseas sometimes, man. I went over there, I had no idea that they watched Queen Sugar. I had no idea that they watched Selma or any of this stuff. I went to
look what happened when the Beatles came to the United States.
Exactly, it was Beatlemania. I went to Kenya.
And they went to Chess Records.
Yeah, they went to Chess Records. They went to Chess Records, and that's why they got their hits.
All those black soul singers.
That's why they got their
inspired
hits.
by them. Yeah.
Yes, man. But I went to Kenya just on a whim. Not on a whim. I went to Kenya last year in February, and didn't realize that they were that connected to But it's Africa.
What it also shows is that those artists, they were worldly.
Yeah, for sure.
They weren't just United States.
They weren't just United States.
But they also had the knowledge of what was happening in Northern Africa,
Yeah.
in Eastern Africa, Southern Africa, what's happening in these other countries. And I just think that that's one of the things that we have to do. So your vision is ropes on the big screen?
Yeah, or a small screen.
But here's the deal. Your wife, you said your wife was a screenwriter?
Yeah.
So who's working on the script?
They're working on it.
See, I knew that was happening.
We're working on it.
I think that would be. I've always said the two people. There are so many of our people deserve stories.
Yeah.
But the two stories I absolutely want to see: Fan Lou Hamer, Paul Robeson. And I think that I think Ingenue is doing something with Fan Lou Hamer. Octavia talked about she may want to do, but I just think that in terms, but that also just shows you.
Aisha Hines played Fannie Lou Hamer. She played her in All the Way.
Yeah.
And she murdered that, man.
Yeah, she did.
She killed that. But I would like to see a bigger thing
That's right.
with Fannie Lou.
That's
yeah,
right.
Love to.
But I think the Robeson thing would be because so many of our folk ain't got no clue.
Yeah.
And that brother was just
he was on his.
He was on it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So that's the dream. That's the dream one. Yeah.
All right. Well, man, we're looking forward to that one.
Yeah, it's coming.
Man, good to chop it up.
Yes, sir.
Man, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Roland. I appreciate it, man. I
I
feel like we've been talking for 5 minutes, bro.
I'll hit you up about the next concert.
Say no more, bro.
So hold up. Who you want to go see?
I wouldn't mind seeing Stevie again. Oh, you know what I really want to see? I want to see Steve. I want to see Patty. I saw Patty last. You was at Essence last year?
Yeah, I was at Essence. Yeah.
Did you see Patty at Essence?
Yeah, she was there. She's about a 30-minute show. She didn't do a full show.
She didn't do a full show. She killed it though. But I wouldn't mind seeing Anita Baker again, man.
Now you know.
I already. That's what I'm telling you.
Because
that's on the Rolodex.
No, not just in the Rolodex.
Yeah.
Anita sent me her.
Not the tour dates.
Oh yes. You think I'm?
Listen.
Matter of fact, just you think I'm lying?
Listen. I need to see Anita.
Hold on, let me see something. Let's see if she answers.
Hello, young man.
Queen Anita, I am sitting here interviewing actor Omar Dorsey from Queen Sugar.
Oh my goodness, no, I know. You don't have to tell me who that is.
And he and I took him to the Lionel Richie concert in Vegas, and he lost his mind. So I just said to end my interview, who you want to go to next? He said, man, I want to see Anita Baker. I said, well, she sent me the tour dates. And I said, well, let me just call her and see. So let me just pass the phone over.
Well, no, wait now. I just had 2 martinis for lunch.
Well, I'm about to have 2 more.
He just saying hello.
I'm just saying hello, Queen.
Oh my goodness. Oh Lordy.
The Queen, I'm just saying hello. I cannot wait to see you.
Oh my.
Yes.
You are amazing.
Oh no! What? You better stop.
Oh my goodness. No, the entire production.
Thank you.
I'm so sad it's over.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to come back. You have to have a twist.
We got to have something. I'm gonna call Ava. I'm gonna say, Queen Anita told us that we need to do a 2-hour movie.
Ava has to develop a twist.
Yes, I got to tell her that. I'll tell her that for sure. No, thank you, Ro. I appreciate you rolling the call, Anita Baker. Look at this, y'all. I'm on the phone, Anita Baker.
You know, Mr. Roland knows everyone.
I already know this. I already know this, yes.
He is just, we want him everywhere we are. He has standing invitations.
For sure.
And he needs no, so any friend of his is a friend of ours. And so he knows, he'll tell you, just consider it done.
Sounds
all
perfect.
we need is an email.
Okay.
And we'd love to have you. Oh my goodness, where would you drop in on us?
Either Atlanta or LA.
Oh my goodness, both are lovely. Absolutely.
Yes.
Just give him an email. We'd love to host you and whomever please.
Definitely.
He will tell you. We open the doors. The doors of the church are open.
The doors of the church are now open. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Ms. Queen. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yes.
All right, Anita.
Looking forward. All right, my
yes.
friend.
Take care, darling.
Okay.
All right. Be well.
Bye-bye.
All right. Tell me I got you, babe.
You ain't shit. My dog.
She's so close to man, son of man with the man.
That's exactly, bro. Listen, bro. Hey, we here with it. Hey, listen.
So she sent me the tour dates.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
We'll figure it out.
You pick the city.
All right, for sure.
All right, baby.
All right, baby.
All right.
Appreciate it, Roland. Love you, man.
Appreciate
Always, man. You know that, bro. Yes, man. Cool.
All right, Anthony, snap this.
Yeah. Yo, you got to put that.
Oh, no.
You got to put that in the show.
That's got to
go on the show, yeah.